Mr. President, it is natural to man to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are apt to shut our eyes against a painful truth and to listen to the song of that siren until she transforms us into beasts. But is this the part of wise men, engaged in so great and arduous a struggle for liberty? Are we disposed to be among the number of those who, having eyes, see not, and having ears, hear not, those things which so nearly concern our temporal salvation? For my part, sir, whatever anguish of spirit it may cost, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst, and to provide for it. Suffer not yourselves to be betrayed with a kiss. Ask yourselves how the recent gracious reception of our petition comports with those warlike preparations which cover our waters and darken our lands. Our fleets and armies necessary to a work of love and reconciliation. Have we shown ourselves to be so unwilling to be reconciled that force must be called in to win back our love? Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. These are the implements of war and subjugation, the last arguments to which kings resort. They are sent over to bind and to rivet upon us those chains which the British ministry have been so long forging. And what have we to oppose them? Shall we try arguments? Sir, we've been trying that for the last 10 years. Shall we resort to entreaty and humble supplication? What terms shall we find which have not already been exhausted? We have done everything that could have been done to avert the storm that is now coming. Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. We have petitioned. We have remonstrated. We have supplicated. We have prostrated ourselves before the throne and implored its interposition to arrest the tyrannical hands of the ministry and parliament. Our petitions have been slighted. Our remonstrances have produced additional injury and insult. Our supplications have been spurned, and we ourselves have been spurned with contempt from the foot of the throne. There is no longer any room for hope. If we mean to be free, if we mean to preserve inviolate those inestimable privileges for which we have been so long contending, if we mean not basely to abandon the noble struggle in which we have been engaged, and which we pledged ourselves never to abandon until the glorious object of our contest shall be obtained, then we must fight. I repeat, sir, we must fight. An appeal to arms and the God of nature is all that is left us. They tell us, sir, that we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be the next week? Or the next year? Will it be when we are entirely disarmed and a British guard has been stationed in every house? Will we gather the means of effectual resistance by lying supinely on our backs and listening to that siren, clinging to the delusive phantom of hope until our enemies shall have bound us hand and foot? Will we gather strength through irresolution and inaction? Sir, we are not weak if we make a proper use of the means which the God of nature hath placed in our power. The millions of people armed in the holy cause of liberty, and in such a land as that which we possess, are all but invincible against any force which the enemy can send against us. Besides, sir, we will not have to fight our battles alone, because there is a just God who presides over the destinies of nations. The battle, sir, is not to the strong alone, but to the vigilant, the active, the brave. Besides, sir, there is no retreat but in submission and slavery. Our chains have been forged. Their clanking can be already heard on the plains of Boston. The war is inevitable, and let it come. I repeat, sir, let it come. An appeal to arms and the God of nature is all that is left for us. It is in vain to extenuate the matter. Gentlemen may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps in from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field, so why stand we here idle? What is it the gentlemen want? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, so as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. For my part, I know not what course others may take, But as for me, give me liberty, or give me death.